Welcome back. Tran wins Tactics Ogre.
We put ourselves at your mercy. Our swords are yours, if you'll have them.
Those who refused surrender have already left the castle.
We are yours to command, my lord.
It was Celena's order that we surrender, should it come to that.
What's done is done. We must look forward now.
Regent Branton, Hierophant Balbatos, Duke Ronway. These are the men who set us against each other. They embroil Valeria in an unending war to satisfy their lust for power. How many innocents have suffered for their greed? When we still lived under the heel of the Galgastani, I swore I would never follow in their footsteps. And if I found myself marching down their path, I vowed to forfeit my life. Are you prepared to do the same?
Those of us who remain have long harbored doubts about the Duke's methods. I cannot say that we are all prepared to make such sacrifice, but we will follow your example as best we can.
They know you had no part in the misfortune at Balmamusa. Sir Leonard told us everything before he left for Koretanai. He took with him those who would not listen or yet supported the Duke in spite of the truth.
I was to march for Balmamusa, but Celenar commanded me to stay. He did the same for anyone he felt might balk at such an order. When the deed was done, he told us he meant to bear the blame, and that you were to carry on in his stead.
Leonard said this.
Accept us among you. On our lives, I swear you will never have cause to regret it.
Very well. This day hence, we fight as one.
Canopus! And Denam too. I'm glad to see you both well.
And you, Sir Mirden. Sir Gildas?
How is he? The Starseer remains lost in the mists of sleep, but he draws breath and is whole of body.
That is well, then. And Lancelot, has he not returned?
I have not seen him since the night of the Bakram attack. They held us at a camp outside Rhyme. We would be there still, if not for you. What is next for you? An assault on Fidok, I suppose?
That's the plan. A rift grows between Branton and the Dark Knights. While they contend with one another, we stand a good chance of taking the castle.
As it happens, we have a score of our own to settle. Room in your party for 2 more?
Good. Let us ride. Sir Denam, word from our shadows in the Bakram army. The Dark Knights have dispatched a lone company from Fidok. They travel by stealth for Boed.
Boed, of all places?
The Liberation Front. But why would the Dark Knights move against them now?
Whatever the reason, no good will come of it. Best have a look for ourselves.
Let's move.
You received a White Knight's mark. They give you more than one. Murden wants to join the party. Jodas wants to join the party. Let's take a look at the new party members we just got. We have 5 class change White Knight marks, but not everybody can become a White Knight. For example, let's pick Bayan or this Hunter. You'll notice that a White Knight has disappeared. Even Denam cannot become a White Knight. They are missing Phalanx, which reduces their own damage, but they do have Guardian Force. However, they have Paralysis Blade as an option, and Velocity Shift, which sounds very powerful, reducing the RT of nearby units by 35. They also have access to more magic. I don't know by what all spells they can, but for example, they do have access to Awaken, which is not incredibly impressive to me, but normal knights can't cast it. So there may be other spells that they have access to that I don't currently possess that white knights might be able to cast. Their weapon selection is largely the same. I don't think the normal knights have cudgels, is that correct? Yeah. The normal knights have swords, axes, hammers, and crossbows. These guys can do lances, two-handed swords, cudgels, and fists. Yeah, they do have a bit more options to them. Overall, they are going to be superior. In addition, there are Xenobians, which it's not that they are from the Zenobia that makes them powerful, it's that they're veterans of an entire game behind them that makes them powerful. Let's go ahead and real quick move Canopus actually, just to compare stats. As usual, when I'm doing this kind of stuff, I will load so that I get my class marks back, but we're just gonna real quick compare stats. Let's change class. We'll just do a Beast Tamer because we have a few of those that we need Canopus to be able to become the same. Beast Tamer as well. And then we're going to unequip everything. Now, I have been feeding Denam as many tarot cards as I can, but if we take a look, remember that Denam is a stronger Watcher was our very first other character. Let's change him to Beast Tamer as well, so we can compare all three. A normal unit, Denam, and then Canopus. So this is a basic unit. It's about 100, we'll say about 108. This may be my average. So Denam, we'll say is about 119, 118 is his average. Roughly 10 more points. And then Canopus, we'll say 125-ish is his average. Canopus is 20 points higher on average to a standard unit, and Denam is 10 points higher. Now this is after I fed Denam all the cards I can find. I don't know if Canopus also has a better natural growth or what, but basically the Xenobians you get, Canopus, Martin, and it's not Martin, is it? That's Martim? Is it with an M? Murden, and Gildas. They are very powerful units. Not necessarily because of their class, but the class definitely does not hurt. Now that we've covered the White Knights, let's go ahead and head on to the War and Report. A little bit of a time lapse there. We went over to Farampa Wildwood and loaded up on resources. I finally got around to selling all my coins.
Good day.
Because there is a limit to how many of these you can carry, and that limit is 999. So I went ahead and pawned all but one because I like to hoard things, perhaps. I sold off a couple more monsters.
Well.
And I did replace some of our units. By replace, I mean, I think a couple of the characters suffered from gender bender syndrome. Shroud used to be a male Terror Knight, is now a female Terror Knight. The reason for this is when we went through Farampa Wildwood, if I found a character with better stats and would fit that role fairly well, I went ahead and swapped characters. The alignment, the clan, the element might be a little bit different, but it is still, we'll still consider that the character. So we did swap out some of our identities around. Some of our monsters have been swapped in and out for monsters of higher stats. We used to have one of the griffins named Capus, now they are Mars and Typhon. I just kept the one with higher stats and sold off the rest. A character may have received upgrades in the time we last saw. And yes, I did get a lot of money, but this was not the craft item exploit. This is just all the coins I've been saving up throughout the entire game. And monsters I've been auctioning. I'd actually already read this War and Report, but when I was getting ready to gear up to do the next mission, I noticed that I had 300 battles and 300 enemies slain, which was definitely not planned on my part, but hey, I thought it was kind of cool, so I will re-record this War and Report. In battle with Sir Leonard, he learned the Duke planned to forge a secret treaty with the Dark Knights Lothlorien. He set off for Rhyme to stop the proceedings, but before he could act, the Duke was killed through Vice's treachery. With the resistance rudderless, he offered to take the helm, and he now commands all of southern Valeria. He was garrisoned in Rhyme when the Bakram invaded. Though they fought well, the garrison was overcome by superior numbers. The captured resistance forces were held prisoner in Rhyme, but Lancelot was not seen among them. It is not known whether he survived the battle. Bakram took him prisoner when they invaded Rhyme. He later escaped with Sir Murden and Sir Gildas, but was left grievously wounded. Though he managed to return to Almorica, his wounds have left him in an unwaking sleep. The Bakram took him prisoner when they invaded Rhyme. He later escaped with the Starseer Warren Oman and Sir Gildas, and was reunited with Denam. He was garrisoned in Rhyme when the Bakram invaded, clashed steel with the Dark Knight Martin, but was eventually captured. He later escaped with the Starseer Warren Oman and Sir Murden, and was reunited with Denam. Alright, let's head on to the next objective. This next map was problematic for me because I am trying for no infestation, no chariot run. And in case anybody else is trying for that, maybe my notes might help them. So I thought I would compile my notes together into a legible format and present it. I will admit that I was disappointed that there was absolutely no reaction the first time I did this in the waterways earlier on. It's like episode 4 or something, right after Balma Musa. It does take a long time to put together my notes in a format that does not look like a mess. So if this is something that people don't want, I'm not going to continue marking up this tree. Alright, first off, before we can annotate this map, we're going to need to darken it a little bit so that we can actually read what's going on. All of the enemies look very similar, but they are color-coded. It's not very easy to tell what they are at first, but after a little bit of studying, I was able to figure this out. I've gone ahead and placed it on your screen now. You'll note that there are different variations of purple, and I originally wrote things down such as dark purple, bright purple, but it really did clutter things up a lot. And while their chest area is mostly variations of the color gold, the easiest way to differentiate them is probably the little skirt that they wear on the backside. The red wizards are the easiest to spot given their large robe nature, and the divine cleric is less easy to spot because of his purple, but more easy to spot if you have element hit point bars enabled. Speaking of elements, they have one divine cleric, and then their target leader is a dark aligned commander who has magic and physical abilities in considerable measure. So if you are bringing in any divine forces, be prepared for him to casually walk over them. You'll note that there are 6 air enemies. By air, I mean air aligned, not flying. 2 fire enemies and 2 lightning. So yes, if you did bring in ice, they would be weak to the 2 fire enemies, but they would do a considerable amount of damage to most of the enemy forces. Now, in case you have trouble remembering which way the elements go, I've gone ahead and placed arrows for you. It took me several variations to come up with this as my symbol, because I had different little arrows here. I tried using the arrows in the Warrenpedia and such, and none of it really looked quite right. Then I hit upon using the same symbol that the player sees when they're playing. It's like, hey, this is the right element to use against them. If you have ice, you are going to be superior to using air. Hope this helps. Since we've covered their elements, I've gone ahead and labeled their designated roles in the color of those classes. It might be a little hard to see at first, but you'll notice that the air units, such as the warrior on the middle left, is air, and then goes to Terror Knight on the right is air, and then the wizard up to the right of that is air, and so forth. When you jump into the map yourself, you can more easily tell. For finishing the map, you don't get anything from the boss or from the map itself, and the enemy does have some loot, but none of it in any way is substantial. For the first version of this map, I put down everything they dropped, such as coins and stuff, but then I thought, no, I really don't need to list equipment that they're wearing and coins that they're carrying. That's fairly standard for enemies. Well, the second version of the map had nothing, because there isn't anything that I thought was a notable item. But upon looking at the map, I felt that people would assume that I just forgot to put an item. This is the third loot table that I've drawn for this. It's just some marks, nothing worthwhile. Probably the most expensive thing there is the Terror Knight's Ashmedai Grog, since there's 3 doses of it. Here are the hidden treasures on the map, and none of them are, again, in any way substantial. I would definitely tell you if there's something like a super secret powerful Excalibur or something, I would tell you. Now that I've given you a rundown on some of the aspects of the map, let's go ahead and go into the nitty-gritty. Even though the enemy has 12 units, we will have a squad limit of 10. The enemy target, the Knight Commander, is a very powerful warrior and spellcaster. Charm, Petrification, Stun, Leaden, and Sleep, I was not really able to get to work on him. Now, perhaps you could do so if you tried long enough, or you came in with level 99 characters, fine. But at this time, it wasn't something that I could do in a practical means. However, Silence and Poison work very well against him. Poison because he has a substantial amount of health, substantial amount of defense, and a substantial amount of resistance. Poison just takes 10% of that off every time it activates. So yeah, it's great. Silence, because he's a very powerful spellcaster, will get rid of half of his arsenal. Additionally, conditions such as Spoil Spell, only one or the other can be in effect. If you activate the other, overrides and gets rid of the first. Since I've already identified the enemy for you, you should definitely go for the Red Robes. They will consistently bombard you with area effect spells, and you should let them know that you don't appreciate them. Now, I had always known that you could jump on top of your units to cross a gap. Your monsters count as an elevation of 3. What I did not know is that you could actually climb up your monsters to go to a higher platform. So if you were, say, in elevation 1, a monster is in front of you at the same elevation, you can jump on top of that monster, if you have a jump of 3, and then jump up to a wall of elevation 6. You could use this to your advantage, but probably flying monsters are the easiest way to go. In a previous episode, I talked about finishing moves. Well, hammers and axes, from the very first finishing move that they have, they already possess a powerful ice finisher. I would definitely use those whether or not you decided you wanted to bring ice affinity characters. I apologize if all you want to see is the map, but I'm trying to find the right content to deliver, and I figured if I was having trouble flawlessly beating the map, maybe someone else who's also trying for note incapacitations would like to see my notes. With all of that done, let's go ahead and begin our demonstration of how we might crush this map. Okay, these objectives here are just going to give us some experience. We're not going to worry about that. According to my spreadsheet, Sestina would actually make a better Terror Knight than she would a Valkyrie. So that's what we're going to do because I happen to want a Terror Knight for this next map. While I have said that all of my characters are max proficiency, that's obviously with regards to the class they currently are. If the game didn't have class marks and you could change class without consuming an item, then I might be crazy enough to level everybody up in all proficiencies. I don't know. I would say that I have like 80 human characters, and it does take quite a while to level them up to max proficiencies. Especially if we have replaced them. So to that effect, she is going to bring in hammers. It does give me ice. I had to pick out of the possible weapons she could bring, since as a Valkyrie she didn't have access to, say, two-handed swords or axes to level that up. We're going to go ahead and equip Fearful Impact and Lament of the Dead. Additionally, I think because it's meme-worthy, we're going to go and turn all of our dragons into ice dragons, frost dragons. Do keep in mind that when you auction off a dragon of a specific element, you get more marks of that. I think you get 2 marks for every dragon you auction off. For auctioning off 1 frost dragon, you get 2 ice worm marks. I don't like how you have to confirm everything in the game. You confirm if you want to attack, you confirm if you want to stand there, you confirm if you want to class change. I get that it may save you 1 action, but it's basically asking you to double check the 99.99999% of other actions you take throughout the game. Imagine if you're playing this game for 100, 200 hours. Out of those, you are probably intentionally choosing to do most of those actions. Let's go and equip Frost Breath on everybody. Now, while I would maybe take Long Icy Resonance, especially since I'm having so many ice dragons, I have found that in this particular map, because of the ways the enemy is set up in formation and trying to climb through the map, Dash has worked better. Rampart Aura, I could take it or leave it. I mean, it does come in handy some of the time. You know what, let's go ahead and apply Icy Resonance instead of Rampart Aura. Is that everybody? Alright, let's go with that. So now we have 2 Dragon Affinity, not Dragon Affinity, Dragon Auto skills on the back, Terror Knight here, Denam is a ninja, and then a whole flight of ice dragons.
Our work is done, Oz. We withdraw.
What about the Abuna?
They led him away just now. Quiet as a church mouse.
I have that effect on people, don't I?
So it would seem. Come, we've tarried long enough.
We must remove any trace we were here. You, put the torch to this place. While you're at it, make certain we left no survivors.
Down there!
Damn! Too late.
I've drunk my fill of these Wallister drinks. A Dark Knight's work is never done.
Change your elements. So this is the first and easiest wizard to defeat because he's air and many of our units are ice. Most of our units are ice. The other wizard is right here. As you can see, they are all in red robes. When you first approach this map, you'll be looking at them and it's like, they all look the same to me. Well, that's why I'm telling you, hey, red robes, those are the wizards. So we'll want to take care of them. This is the Divine Cleric, you can see by his elemental bar. And then here is the target commander. A high-ranking Knight of Lotus, typically given command of 500 to 2,000 troops. Dark Knights of Lothlorien prefer to attack in smaller numbers of highly trained elites. He uses an axe, and his axe uses a dark finisher, just like his element. He's got all these cards, and he has phenomenally high stats. In comparison, Denam, whose stats are still less than Canopus, even though I've been feeding him all the cards I can get, he is already still 30 points, 20 points lower in every category. And Denam is still stronger than, say, a regular trooper. This guy's like 4 times that difference between Denam and a regular trooper. There are 2 items we're going to go ahead and use just to make things easier on us. But we're not going to move because we would like to see if either of the Dragon Tamers use their ability. But we're going to go ahead and use Crystallized Flame to make us resilient against magic. Now, I don't know how long these things last for, but it definitely lasts long enough that I'm not worried about losing it during battle. Yes, I could wait till I'm about to get engaged an enemy, but the enemy will hit you on their second move. So now is the time to use it if I'm going to use 2 different items. Now, during my personal run-through of this map, I did not bring in 6 Ice Dragons, but I did try things such as bringing in Hawkman. I finally did find a good use for double shot ability. By level 25, your archers have acquired a new active ability called Double Shot. A new active ability which lets them shoot twice as long as it's within their standard weapon range. Normally, you'd want to use Tremendous Shot instead, which just gives you a critical hit. Oops, that's throwing. I managed to finally find a use for that, which I'll try showing the next time that opportunity arises. But because I don't want to keep trying to re-record this map, we're just going all dragons all the way. Keep selecting the wrong thing. Alright, my Beast Tamers did not activate their dragon ability, but that's fine. I've got two of them here, and we'll kind of split off in 2 different directions. At this point, this wizard right here, he's already in range to attack our guys. You can see this is his movement range. Let's say he just stood here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. He can already throw in a spell at that range. Let's take a look at what his actual range is. So he has a range of 5 and an area of 2. It was 4 to get to the dragon. 5, he can actually target Sistina and hit the core of your unit. So now is the time we're going to scatter. That's why I went ahead and used the item very first. We're going to use the Area and Plume. Again, I don't want to try to keep re-recording this, because I'm not uploading these as fast as I want to. I wonder if I will get more views by going faster with less talking, or more views by going more thoroughly with slower uploads. So because I was rambling, I clicked the dragon on the wrong side. I was going to bring these 3 up here and 3 on here. It's alright, we'll manage. Most of the bad guys will be on this side anyways. It just gets real cluttered. And yes, you will get hit by area effect spells. Oh, I forgot to make him use Area and Plume. Alright, fine. My brain doesn't work when I talk. I'm just not used to talking, really. Which makes trying to be a YouTuber an odd thing, but I've gotten a lot better at speaking throughout the years. You wouldn't know it because I edited it out, but that took me about 4 to 5 tries to get that last sentence out. Hey. Actually, I should probably try throwing the rock first. Remember that Sestina is a Terror Knight right now. I would love it if the game decided to create a different palette. No, not palette. I guess model for every class that the character could be, but I know that's not going to happen. Still, with the amount of money I'm sure they made off of this, they should. There should be a Terror Knight flavored Sestina. I mean, games have done that for modeled characters where they sell you skins, such as the swimsuit DLC or the pirate DLC. I'm not wanting them to make it a DLC, but surely there might be an interest in people seeing, say, a pirate version of Denam. Alright, so this guy did not use his area and plume. Let's go ahead and smack him for... Oh, that's so tiny. That's fine. Well, I might be able to bite that guy right there. Nope, can't reach him. It's fine. I probably would have made him pass his turn anyways, even if he used his area and plume before. The counterattack is stronger than my attack. As I said before, it's really crowded, and I could probably back up as well, but the longer you take to rush at the enemy, the more times they're going to throw magic at you. And their magic hurts so much. I guess we'll just stay in here if we aren't going to easily find a target. Oh, wow. Okay, see, that was 400 damage on my guys who all have resilience activated. And he could have done that to multiple people. He could have hit an area. He could have hit 2 people, 3 people with that spell. About time. Pretty sure it cannot. Yeah, there's no way I can reach that elevation with attacking him there. I don't like spending my turns not attacking. Alright, so now it's finally his turn to move. We'll just mending salve all that damage away. And I don't know what to do with him. Why don't you go get this mana thing? Keep him a little bit in the rear line since he's frightened. Alright, I kind of want to heal right now, but I've only got 2 doses of that, so. Can I throw that? Oh, I can. I wasn't sure that would be allowed. Alright, let's go ahead and just back up a bit. Maybe the enemy will chase us more. But no, I don't know. Chances are they're just going to continue to pelt me with magic, and I really want to kill those wizards, which means I need to get closer, not further away. Alright, I guess we'll hold our ground. He's literally got 1 hit point now. Okay, I can punish this guy. Won't kill him, but maybe I should go for the cleric. The cleric has moved surprisingly close. No, I think because I'm able to exploit the enemy weaknesses, I'm better off attacking the wizards. Sure, the cleric will heal, but then I'll be getting punished by the wizards for many more turns as a result. So yeah, his spellcasting is no joke. Since he's been lured over here, we can actually pull our forces this direction, I think, and that should hopefully cost him more time. But I still want to get close to him to hit him with the spoil spell. Alright, you saw that? Let's do that again. So I mentioned earlier that you can actually jump up your dragon. So what's going on here is this is a platform of 8, and this is a floor of 3. What she's doing is she's taking this elevation 3, jumping on top of the dragon for elevation 6, and then getting up on top of this right here to ambush this warrior. You literally pincered your own dragon? Come on, dude, whatever. I didn't know that the enemy could trigger your pincer on your allied units. See how much of this do to the cleric? 463, that's very nice. I'd like to hit that, but then I wouldn't get the card. How much is the card worth anyways? If I don't have that, it would do 300. So it's adding an extra 100 damage. So let me think here. If I do this... Wait. Okay, if I do... Oh, I can't even hit that. Really, probably... I guess we'll just go without the card for a second. I think it's worth the extra damage. Yeah, since it's hitting all of them. don't think I can reach that cleric this turn. No. That's why I said I think dash is very useful on this map. Alright, let's throw a rock. Nice. By pulling my wounded back, I'm actually also managing to bait the enemy. For example, this guy, he's not weak enough for me to want to necessarily spend a mending salve on him. Because 800 hit points, that's basically the same as most of my characters possess. But he's still going to be the target of concentrated fire. So if I left him where he was, he might get killed. But if I pull him back, the enemy might want to chase him. However, he decided to do damage to Frightened, which does make sense. He's probably going to do more beefy damage that way. Silence is worn off. Doesn't look like this guy has a counter attack, so we'll just go ahead and bite him for more damage. We're going back away.
Your ears or your nose?
What?
Our meeting can be no coincidence. You must have a spy in Fidok. How else would you know to come here? I should take you alive and have the names of your whisperers.
I would never betray my men.
No, I think not. You enjoy playing the martyr too much. So I ask you, which shall I cut off first? Your ears or your nose? Oh, we'll see how tight-lipped and stoic you are under the knife, boy.
While they were talking, I just realized I forgot to change part of my loadout. I'll explain once it gets back to Denam's turn. Let's see, this dude has 39 mana. He'll probably have a 40 by the time it gets to his turn, which is enough to do a finishing blow. If I had Rampart Aura, I might be able to stop him from going after him. Here. But if I stand here, that should keep him from... Oh, how far is his move? He has a movement of 5. So he could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't like that. Have a crit card equipped? No, I do not. It's still the best I can try to do. He barely lived. Okay. That's good, because I didn't want to have to do this again. What's wrong with which I need this guy over here and this guy over here. So if I do this as a second take, I'll need to swap my Beast Tamers. he is ice-averse, so we can take advantage of that, I suppose. No, what we should do is walk over here. We're not going to be able to kill them very fast. And then, oh, you don't even have another healing item on. Fine. Let's go and patch ourselves up. Getting closer. Patch ourselves up here. Turn into battle. Patch her up. Even though she's barely hurt, you have to keep in mind that this dude was at 800 hit points, and now look at him. Man, when is it going to be this guy's turn? Okay. I don't think he can reach him. If the archer had attacked him, I wonder how much damage it would have done. Maybe 1 damage. So he only did 1 damage to Denam. I can actually hit him, can I? Oh, I can. Double kill.
Tooth or nail? A pin beneath a nail can be excruciating, and often this alone is enough to break a lesser man. Ah, but the next part is truly delicious. Simply apply flame to the end of the pin.
Enough! We have no interest in such cruelty.
Oh, a tooth man, are you? It's all the rage on the continent.
I want to hear nothing of tooth, nail, or all the rest.
Ah, pity. I'll just have to kill you then. And simple butchery is such a bore. Ah, but to torture a man within a hair's breadth of his life, now there's a thing of beauty. There's no man that can hold out forever. And once the tears start to flow, the begging is never far behind. Honor and dignity are as nothing in the face of agony. How long will you endure?
You're inhuman.
Alright, finally. Man, you have made me worry so much, Misericordia. Let's get you standing here. Then only one of them can attack you. patch ourselves up. If he were to stand there, could he do anything? What dinos does he have left? He's got a Dynast King's Meat, so he'll probably want to throw that on him. That means we will go and take this auto skill for ourselves. Hit him from here without having to move. Nope. Inched up. Can he get past Denam? No, he can run there, so let me think here. He does about 400 per with this spell, it looks like. Looks like he'll be able to... I can't tell, but I think he... Camera... Okay, so yes, I can stand there without getting wailed on by his axe. These guys I could probably ignore because they're not very big damage dealers. Well, I mean, sorry, they are damage dealers to a single target. But this is a wizard, and he can hit my whole army, as you can see. Maybe not whole army, but still. He hits enough that I don't want him around. Wow, that's pathetic damage. Probably not going to kill him. I mean, who knows? Alright, let's go ahead and hit him with... Oh, I don't have a... Okay, normally I had this character equipped with Echo Stone, but I must have taken it off for an extra healing item. It's a shame. Okay. Let's not stand there. Alright, I could try to hope for a silence effect. If I brought an archer instead of my 6 dragons, I could go for an eagle eye, basically guaranteeing silence effect. Nope. Okay, I thought you weren't supposed to be able to... Oh, that's because Denam would move, that's why. Alright. Does he still have... healing? Yes, he does. Okay. I kept forgetting because I kept getting a serious mode. Basically, things seem to go from left to right, and you can only have one of the ninjutsus active at a time. So I've noticed that when he has Envenom equipped or as a condition, meaning he has Venom to his weapon attacks, if Stunbringer activates at any point after that, you lose Venom. And since the enemy leader cannot be stunned, I needed to swap these two positions. So if I have to do this a second time, then that's what we'll take care of. Alright, so as long as he... How much damage does that do? 86. That's why I wanted to poison him. 1 damage, but his counterattack would do more. That's no good either. That's why I was using the Arian Plumes, because I was just trying to get some damage in there. Can he jump up that thing? I'm pretty sure he can. But he can't necessarily attack down. I'm fairly sure. let's get him in that corner. He should be able to survive a word of pain, but not necessarily an axe strike. I don't have any. I don't even have Brand of Sacrifice equipped. I must have taken it. All right, fine. Well, let's see. He only has the breach. Yeah. So we'll go and throw an Echo Stone on him as well. His physical attack is still major dangerous, however. So it's not like it's foolproof. Although he's at half life, he still has enough life to take another round of attacks. Now, I know that I am setting up like directly that he can hit me with two. Spacing out where he can't hit more than one person is going to be probably an exercise in futility, so that's why I'm content to accept spacing in the way that he can hit two, trying to avoid three. Okay, you don't have any more items, right? Yeah, you're done. Let's get him out of there so he doesn't get hit. If he gets hit for 1,000, he's gone, so we can't really have him attacking the Beast Tamers. Okay, looks like my strengthen has faded. So it doesn't last for the whole battle, but it definitely lasted for a very long time. He'd counter for attack for 250, jeez. Let's do a paltry 264, it's still something. It's about a fourth of his life since he has 1,000 hit points. Oh, nice, critical. Even though I'm setting up for a large area effect spell for him, he is spoil spelled, so how much damage would this do? 156. Let's go and heal up, just in case. And didn't come this far to die now. Alright. He needs to get away before that guy attacks. So what we can do is, we've already hit you with Breach, right? Yeah. We don't need to hit you again with it. There's nothing else for you to throw. Alright, let's get him out of there. .402 with ice attack, and same with 402. All right, and do any of these apply a status effect? Weaken? I don't want that. Yeah, if I weaken him, I'll lose spoil spell. So this should knock him out of commission.
Don't think you've won, boy.
And yet it's you who runs. All talk, are you?
I much prefer inflicting pain over receiving it. And now we part.
Success! Now, I said there wasn't notable loot. That's because, again, I'm not really counting the enemy equipment as armaments. Obviously, I still like getting their gear. There's going to be a lot of loot that appears at the end of this map because of all the bags I haven't bothered to pick up. You get them at the end of battle.
Oh, Great Father, what have they done? Cerya! Are you all right?
I'm fine. What of the others?
Why did they do this?
We freed the Abuna from Heim, brought him here.
What Abuna?
Your father, Abuna Prancet.
My father lives. Where is he?
I know not. If his body isn't among the dead, they must have taken him with them.
Why would the Dark Knights go to such lengths to recapture a single man?
They seek a woman named Manaflora. There is but one man who knows her whereabouts.
My father?
Only, I think they might already have found her.
What do you mean?
It's complicated.
Another time, then. We had best away before they return.
You're right. Of course. Cerya, you should come with us.
I'm not sure that's wise.
We are not the resistance you knew, Cerya. The Duke's ways are not our ways. Join us. Together, we can end this war.
Too many died today that I should let it end like this. I shall take you at your word.
Good. Now, let's be off.
Her army is pink, but those bodies are blue. New title earned, Dark Knight Scourge. Dark Knight Scourge defeated Oz at Boed Fortress and put the Dark Knights to rout. We have a couple updates. She freed Abuna Prancet from his imprisonment in Heim and spirited him to Boed Fortress. Though several comrades were killed at the hands of the Dark Knights, she sent to wipe out partisan forces, Cerya was saved by Denam. She then joined the Order of Tran, seeing in Denam a kindred spirit. Though later freed by the Liberation Front, he was captured again by the Dark Knights Oz and Ozma. Perhaps due to failing health, it seems he did not resist when they... While this is not updated, I'm pretty sure we ignored it at the time since we didn't have any dealings with the Dark Knight Oz. We'll go and read it at this moment. Osmo Glacius, a Lothlorian commander from Gallius, seat of the Holy Lodician Empire, member of their most elite strike force, and twin brother to Dame Ozma. He is an expert swordsman, receiving top honors from the Denam Officers Academy. After serving as commander of 3 regiments of the Ganon Division for a number of years, he was assigned to the Dark Knights. His sadistic nature is evident in his actions on the field of battle and in his questionings of prisoners. Okay, we had an entire episode devoted to a single map. This is probably the first map I can think of that I had any problems whatsoever maintaining a no incapacitation run, so I thought I'd cover it a little more in detail. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll go back to a more normal form for the next episode. Thank you very much for watching Tran Wins Tactics Ogre Reborn. I'll see you next time.